Yuta Okkotsu, a sorcerer who is currently a second-year student at Jujutsu High. He is one of the most powerful and crucial characters in Jujutsu Kaisen manga. Yuta is one of my favorite characters in Jujutsu Kaisen. He is a special grade sorcerer with an immeasurable amount of cursed energy from Rika. The amount of cursed energy he has is even greater than that of SURPASS Gojo. He is a person that could surpass Gojo one day. One of the main things that I love about Yuta is his wide variety of skills and powers. He is extremely creative with using his powers in ways we couldn't even imagine. This video may contain spoilers from the prequel Jujutsu Kaisen 0 and from the Jujutsu Kaisen manga, so if you haven't read it yet, I recommend reading it. The first scene where we saw Yuta was in an isolated room covered with seals and stuff. He was ordered to be executed similar to Yuji, but Gojo decided to hold him in Jujutsu High as a student. Yuta is protected by a special grade curse called Rika, which became known as the Queen of Curses later on. Yuta didn't have control over Rika at first. Those who bullied Yuta got stuffed into a locker and got seriously injured by Rika. Yuta is a kind man who doesn't want to cause any trouble to others. He even tried to kill himself to stop being harmful to others. Gojo took him to the Jujutsu High. As Yuta enters his class for the first time, Maki, Panda and Inumaki were terrified because of the curse Rika following him, and there was an immense amount of pressure due to high amounts of cursed energy flowing from him. They rushed in and got ready to attack the curse. Maki said that Jujutsu High isn't a place for people that are cursed, but it's a place to study about curses. At that moment we saw two hands coming out of the blackboard screaming not to bully Yuta. Rika tried to protect him from all possible dangers by her immense power. You may be thinking, what even is Rika? Why is that cursed spirit following him and protecting him? Actually, Rika Orimoto was the girlfriend of Yuta. They promised that they'll get married once they grew up. But due to a terrible accident, Rika passed away. Yuta was shocked seeing this and Rika became a cursed spirit and possessed Yuta. We thought it was Rika who cursed Yuta and possessed him. Until later in the story we realized that Yuta was the one who cursed Rika because he couldn't accept the fact that Rika passed away in that accident. After entering the Jujutsu High, the first mission assigned to Yuta was with Maki. They were assigned to exorcise the curses and rescue people from an elementary school possessed by curses. Yuta was an inexperienced person who doesn't even know how to use his powers. During a fight, Maki and Yuta was swallowed by a big curse, and they found some innocent children about to die inside its belly. As Maki didn't have high resistance to curses, she was rendered helpless. It was the first time Yuta called Rika and requested her to lend him power. He wanted to rescue everyone. We saw Rika goes on a rampage and dismantles the big curse spirit. Yuta was able to rescue everyone using his powers. The connection to Rika Orimoto came from a ring that Rika gave Yuta when they promised to marry. He was able to use Rika's powers using the ring as a medium to draw in cursed energy. Gojo told him to channel Rika's cursed energy to a katana and master it by increasing the energy flowing to it. He developed his sword skills by training under Maki. The time we see full power of Yuta and Rika is when Geto plans to kill Yuta and take over the powerful cursed spirit Rika. When Yuta saw Maki, Inumaki and Panda heavily injured fighting Geto in order to protect him, he was enraged and summoned Rika. Yuta used reverse curse technique to heal Maki, Inumaki and Panda. It is a rare technique by itself and using it to heal other people is even more impressive. Rika was following all instructions of Yuta. He was able to fully control and utilize the power of Rika. When confronting Geto, Yuta tells Rika that they are going to use curse speech. Suddenly, Rika summoned the Inumaki family curse sigil. Yuta was able to use the sigil to command Die, which killed every curse spirit present there. Geto was impressed that he was able to use advanced curse technique of Inumaki family in less than a year of studying Jujutsu. Yuta displayed some insane sword skills in close combat. He was able to keep up with Geto and defend his attacks. Yuta imbues himself with a lot of cursed energy from Rika, which makes him extremely fast and gives him enormous strength. Geto uses his technique to combine a special grade curse spirit with other 4461 spirits that are in his possession to attack Yuta. Yuta tells Rika that she can take his body, heart and future and in return give him more power and surpass the limit of cursed energy. Rika suddenly took a terrifying form and outputted a huge blast of cursed energy, which resulted in blasting an entire side off of Geto. He was killed a little later by Gojo. The curse of Rika was broken after that fight and Yuta was no longer possessed. As Yuta was the one who cursed Rika, this incident made the curse to be broken. Even after the curse is broken in Jujutsu Kaisen 0, Yuta is still able to use the powers of Rika as shown in the Jujutsu Kaisen manga. Old Rika was a sentient spirit of endless cursed energy that can be tapped at will by Yuta. But after the spirit of Rika Orimoto passed on, the vessel called Rika becomes Yuta's curse technique that can act as some sort of sentient storage. When Yuta wears the ring, he can channel Rika's full manifestation like before. But there are some clear differences. Rika acts as an energy reservoir that can fuel Yuta when he depletes himself, and Rika can fight on her own as always. Rika can even store cursed tools and objects for Yuta while she's around. Yuta can maintain this manifestation for 5 minutes. During the Shibuya incident, Yuta was ordered to kill Itadori Yuji, and he ended up binding over with higher-ups to do so. When he was engaged in combat with Yuji, he showed his incredible physical prowess in that fight. He was extremely strong and fast. He isn't born physically that strong, but he uses his bottomless cursed energy to make his body strong and fast. His strength comes from the usage of cursed energy wisely. During the fight with Yuji, Rika suddenly appeared and captured Itadori and held him. Yuta stabbed and killed him. The binding was complete when Yuji's heart stopped. Then Yuta immediately used reverse curse technique to bring him back to life. During the Culling game, Yuta gains a lot of points by defeating extremely strong opponents. He defeated Drew and started to fight with Kurorishi, a curse spirit. He showed some extremely powerful close combat moves. He is able to put some damage on the curse spirit easily. He decided to output positive energy into its body to exorcise it. Applying reverse cursed energy to a body of a curse spirit will exorcise it. But there were some extremely powerful people watching him, so he didn't want to let them know he can use reverse cursed energy. And since Rika is protecting other people, he didn't want to use Rika either. When he was having a hard time holding back his powers, he decided to output a mouth-to-mouth blast of reverse cursed energy to Kurorishi's brain, which made the curse spirit to explode and in turn exorcised. After defeating Kurorishi, Yuta ended a battle with Uro Takako and Ishigori Ryu. Both of them are extremely powerful opponents. Uro Takako was able to use Kai as a surface and manipulate it. She is able to manipulate the space and attack with various techniques. Ishigori Ryu is able to output an immense amount of cursed energy like a cannon. Yuta confronts Ryu and swiftly avoids his attacks with his extreme speed. Yuta and Ryu engages in close combat where Ryu mentions that Yuta got high offensive power and explosive cursed energy. As because he is able to imbue his body with cursed energy, he is able to endure strong attacks. Yuta was able to deflect a blast produced by Ryu with his bare hands. After taking multiple attacks from Uro and Ryu and constantly using reverse curse technique, Yuta completely drained his cursed energy, which is when he puts on the ring and summons Rika to help him. When Rika was fully manifested, Yuta's cursed energy was swelling up again, as he was able to get cursed energy from Rika. Rika also assists Yuta as a storage for cursed weapons. Rika is the external storage of cursed energy and cursed technique. He can use various cursed techniques and obtain Rika's cursed energy for himself only when connected to Rika with his ring. Yuta made his body tough using cursed energy, and he uses cursed speech but not using a sigil this time. The snake eyes and fangs was shown in his mouth and he was able to use cursed speech just like in Maki. He immobilized Uro using cursed speech and Rika and Yuta attacked Uro from both sides. Yuta summoned Shikigami using hair as a medium and used Drew's techniques which uses orbital trajectories of Shikigami to make a domain and attacked Uro. It is when she figured out that his real curse technique is to copy curse techniques of other people. Yuta, Uro and Drew simultaneously activated their domains, but due to conflicts in conditions it broke. Unfortunately, we weren't able to see their domain expansions, as Uro was a little tired after domain expansion and when her focus was deflected a little, Rika bites off her hand. After that, Drew hit her with a blast of cursed energy which completely defeated her. With Uro defeated, the battle continued between Yuta and Drew. Yuta blasted an accurate high-powered blast of cursed energy at Drew. But when Drew blasted cursed energy at Yuta, he deflected it upwards using space manipulation technique of Uro. He was able to use Uro's other techniques as well. He was able to copy her techniques. We don't quite know what the conditions to do so are. As the 5-minute Rika manifestation has ended, he engages in close combat and drives Ryu to a spot where blast of cursed energy which was deflected earlier will land. Ryu took a full hit of his own attack which concludes the battle, making Yuta the winner. Yuta has a lot of curse technique that he copied from others and stored in Rika, which makes his fights extremely interesting and thrilling. Even without Rika, he is extremely powerful to bring down some strong opponents. His advanced reverse curse technique is something that helped him to endure a lot and recover extremely fast during fights. Ability to heal others is an extremely rare skill, which only Yuta and Shoko can do as far in the manga. That's all I have to say about Yuta. Do you like Yuta? Do you think he can copy Gojo's techniques? Drop your ideas in the comments. If you have enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for watching and see you in another video.